You have no idea. Last night's campaign was brutal on ours, so yeah, it's
Well,
it's
good. You have
nice
to tell me
staying
about
on
that.
task for sometimes.
My
All right, try not
screen.
to move all the icons.
I didn't know I
The,
could move it. I couldn't tell it was a background or not, and now my screen is black.
so a couple different things. Click your character. Everyone, click your character,
Oh, I keep
and
muting
I'll.
myself. Oh, okay. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. No. Number two, I cannot lock tokens in this build yet. So I ask that you use your arrow keys to move. And the reason I say that is you get to move 6 steps, for your turn. So just honor that. Now, for example, go ahead and slide up. Here, let me put you somewhere, Doki. Stop for a second.
Oh, I was having fun to go away from the lights all dim.
Move left 1. Now move left again. It's because you hit a wall. See that?
Right.
Now if you slide down to the opening down there. Yeah, you used a mouse there, didn't you? Yeah. Now you have that, and you should be able to. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I wanted you to see. It's a pretty neat little feature.
It looks like a rave.
So is
For
he
you.
on his? Is it uncovering the veil?
Yeah. Click your character.
Yeah, just move your character around. The light changes.
Oh, okay.
You can no longer
Cool.
see stuff. It's really neat.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yep. So I just ask that you guys don't do moves when we're in the quote unquote story parts, or what if I say hold on or whatever, just to honor that so I don't have to lock. Unfortunately, with our other game, it's going to get out of hand because Zoe's going to do what you guys are doing right now, but everywhere. And it'll reveal things too early, probably. Anyway, so where we left off, guys, you had pulled this young guy out. Yeah, I've added the children because I figured, gives you some experience. You guys had actually just pulled, what's his name, Mikovic, I think? Whatever, you pulled him out of the orphanage, and he's yelling, and right as he's doing that, his necklace, there's this shift, you notice he was wearing a necklace of some sort, and then a kid on the inside screamed. Now, I've presumed that you would run back in or push back in. If you do not want to follow, and you just heard the scream and you don't care, let me know so we can I can open up a different map.
I don't know. Do we care? I'm torn about this. All right. Well, since you went through the work of bringing us back in, I guess we can sit here.
Well,
since no one else is speaking anything.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hello.
Okay.
No.
Magno was gonna talk.
Sorry,
no one.
I gotta mute my mic now.
Lead us, Diedrich.
Hadn't we stepped outside, or were we only at the door?
We did step outside. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Milovic, that's what his name, not Mikovic. Anywho, you heard a kid scream. So, are you guys going back in, or are you just pulling him on out?
1 second. I say I would maybe toss him to the side and then look back in, but I have people in front of me because I think I was the first one out with Milovic.
But the scream came from the necklace, or it came from inside the orphanage.
No, inside the orphanage. I can actually put it's Milovaj. Yeah, I can put him in the in the tracker if you guys want to be able to see that icon. I don't know if that matters, but put him as not hostile, not necessarily hostile. There you go. He's a floating head. All right. So he had bruises on him. You guys recall that? So you guys are poking your heads back in. You see a kid closest to the fire screeching and running away from. So this one is screeching and starts running toward the dark.
So I would like to use my knowledge of magic to figure out if these are some kind of little demony things that were pretending to be children, or if they're children who are possessed. Basically, whether
I definitely believe they're children, not actual demony things, because I don't think they'd be.
All right, so go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Nice.
roll a little bit differently.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Yeah, so you recognize, perhaps we'll call it an inspiration from whatever that spirit is that you're bound with. I can't remember what it's called again. What is that?
Raksha.
Yeah, okay,
Hidden
Raksha. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, I
Magic
never
card.
drew that connection. I feel silly now. Anywho, you get inspiration from there that you realize this is a type of spirit or demon that is able to inhabit other bodies. But you think, based on that such a good roll, you think that perhaps that necklace was in fact a vessel that had been containing it at some point, and somehow it got opened. And so it was possessing Milovage, but as you guys are pulling him away, it's jumping ship.
So would I need to roll again to figure out if, like, do we need to incapacitate them and that will help, or will that, like, kill the children?
You realize it was such a good roll. I'm just gonna roll with it. You realize that as a demon, there are certain things you can do to either cause it to reveal itself to come out. You can incapacitate the body it's in, but it might jump if you don't do it fast enough. And if you had the time, you could by ritual pull it out. So you have a choice to try to lure it, quickly incapacitate. If you kill the kid, however, it will be freed to go to another child. You're quite convinced of that.
And we currently can't tell what child it's in, right?
Well, I just told you that one is running away from the fire.
It's
so
the
that would be
one.
probably an indicator.
Right. It's the one closest to us along the left wall.
Okay. I do not know any rituals. I only know medicine.
Do you want me to go knock him out?
I relay all
what's
that
your character
information.
go do
at
that?
once.
Well, in that time, he's probably moving around, so he's like...
All right, let's go. Let's go corner him.
You fall into a
boss,
trap.
just stay here.
That's not true.
Roll 7d20s.
That's not true.
I watched him fall in the trap, but thankfully missed it because he fell first.
Gosh.
Oh, okay. So he's harrowed. He's acting harrowed and scared and frightened. Is pushed up against the wall, and his arms are clinging backward, like he's trying to find more room. And he's actually digging in to the point where his nails are starting to bend under the strain, and his fingertips will get bloody in no time as he backs up against the wall, trying to go up it practically. All right, so you are going to do what as you approach?
Going to
He's
draw.
going to knock him out, isn't he?
He might.
Armandus? Yeah, Armandus, you have a shield, don't you? So you're probably going to club him or something?
Yeah, well, I could do that. I was a kid.
Just tell me what you're going to do before he responds.
You know what? I'm just gonna see if I can like bear hug him and just grab or get his basically his
Grapple.
arms on.
Nice.
You know, yeah, just.
Okay, so go ahead and roll for Dex, I think. Or is it Strength when you grapple? Strength.
Be a strength.
I think it's
Yeah,
whichever
Dex might be-
you have is higher.
Well, I always choose whichever one you have that's lower, because that gives me better odds of hosing you all like Nathan. All right. Yeah, you very easily grab the kid, and he screeches and squeals, and his body goes rigid, and then you hear another kid. He goes pretty much asleep, and you hear another kid screech, and the caretaker woman is getting quite frantic because a lot of things are going on, and kids are running around. And now you hear the footsteps of another
I see
child.
the one out because I've stepped into the hallway, and I grab her. Strength check.
Okay, yep, do it.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's a really bad roll. I'm gonna say, however, you slowed her. These are kids, and you
Right.
successfully
I was trying
have
not to hurt her.
slowed her down long enough for others to come support you. Although you wouldn't have been able to keep a hold for some reason. Maybe you grabbed a loose part of clothing and it was starting to pull away quickly. the kid screeches and then looks straight up at you and and says, "That's fine. Which voice makes sense for that? I don't know."
Oh boy.
I pull out one of my holy symbol.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I'm gonna take the kid I have and take him out of this place because it seems like whatever it is trapped within. So maybe if we can get him out, as it keeps jumping, it won't maybe jump.
That's smart.
It seems like it may actually run off line of sight. So if all of the children, including Milovaj and the woman that's here, isn't there a woman here? If they all went in that room and like got where the one that has the demon was not in line of sight, then
it went through a wall.
Oh, it went through. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, this is
Right. That's why I was standing right here, because I could see in the room and then see out in this room where I was standing. I hold up my holy symbol and shout, "The power of Christ compels you!"
I hate that Jesus stuff.
He yells.
I'm gonna take out my holy symbol too, and the power of Christ compels you.
And suddenly the whole orphanage becomes Christians, and they are fine. Okay, so you use the holy symbol, and the creature visibly blanches through the child's expression. It's freaking out, and the child goes limp, and this creature rises from the floor between you, before swelling. Let's see, where's the right?
Oh boy.
Growing even as it's near you, and
Oh boy.
let me give you another image for this thing, because you probably would. I'll give you the visual once I can click the guy. Some of this stuff is slower than it used to be, actually, but here is what it looks like.
Oh.
Cast spiritual weapon.
I cast blindness, deafness on it.
All right, I think it's very clearly engaged. So everyone roll initiative. All right. Apparently, Diedrich is leading this. Wow, you guys all rolled pretty well.
Alright, so we're good?
Yeah, you can continue.
Okay. I'm gonna move around. This shouldn't take very long, so I'm just gonna do it.
Ooh, do it.
Yeah,
Are you using the mouse clicks?
Yes, I was using mouse because I wanted to make sure I could get in the proper spot for flanking.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Because I don't know if this is going to do it on its own.
Here, that would probably... Here, let me click on it. This would probably work. I know it looks like you're in it, but...
Yeah.
That should probably work. Okay, so we added there's a mod, by the way, that should automatically figure out flanking when you've got perfectly opposite. So go ahead and do what you're doing.
Okay.
The demon screeches curses at you guys.
I'm going to start by taking out Sun Sword and smacking him. And that did not do flanking, so I'm going to do it. That was not flanking, so I'm going to do it again.
Oh, whatever. Okay.
That's better.
Oh, whatever, jerk. I was having fun as the shadows avoided you.
And smack him with Sun Sword.
Oh my gosh. Look at the damage.
Let's go.
Sun Sword rips apart the shadows that of his semi-corporeal form, and he screeches out curses at you.
Okay.
They're impolite, and I won't repeat them.
Yeah.
You're also standing on a table. So that's pretty...
That's fine.
Repulsing of you.
I'm also going to, with my bonus action, shoot my crossbow at him. But I'm going to, since we're flanking with advantage, I'm going to go ahead and do my sharpshooter. So I'm going to take a -5 on the roll.
All right, manually click yourself in advantage.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
bolt's gonna hit the door really.
That'd be awesome if it did.
All right, sweet.
Very nice. Man, that radiant damage is
And
vicious.
that does an extra 10 damage,
Wow.
which he's resistant, so it would be an extra 5.
All right. It is added. You guys are ripping him apart, though. He's screeching it. Well, by say you guys, I mean you.
Yeah.
You're ripping him apart. Medic, you're up. The girl has gone limp.
Yeah, I'm standing protectively over her. Let's see here.
Oh, and you want your weapon.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I do... This is a cantrip, so I will do this. It's also radiant damage.
Nice.
Oh, it's saved, though. Do I...
We'll have to read it. I don't know what it says.
Just to... Wait. Or take... Oh, I guess he saved against it. Okay.
Wow. Did you also cast your spiritual weapon, though? No, you couldn't have, I don't think, right?
Womp womp.
Jeez. Yep, that's my turn.
Wow. Okay, so what are you near? Well, you're not facing toward the kid, so I'm going to say nothing happened.
That wasn't me, that was my... Oh, yeah. No, you're right.
That's hilarious. All right, Val, you're up.
Okay, so I don't know that the arrow. Okay, no, the arrows are working. Okay.
So you've just used all your movement, going back and forth and then up and to the right.
That is fine. I have hasted medic and Dejek.
Yes.
That's my turn.
Oh man, Milovage is making for an exit. You believe by next turn he'd be out of there.
Crap.
Okay, Shadow Demon is... Oh, no surprise. He's light sensitive. That explains why Radiant really hurts him. Okay, he is... Yeah, he's not in dim light because you got your sword there. He can't even use half of his abilities.
Bummer.
Alright, so he screeches his claws at you in anger.
As
the biggest threat.
As a bonus action, I will...
Freaking time.
I gotta find it here. I'm gonna choose Curse of the Curse of the Eyeless.
Okay.
So let's see. I gotta find it here.
I think you're making us all up.
What is your AC, DJ?
Like 15.
Okay.
Where is it? There we go. Okay. So when an enemy makes it has eyes, I can see them in this picture. Makes a weapon attack against me, I impose a disadvantage.
Oh my gosh. Alright, well I will strike again. Or roll again, rather, to see how she handles.
Dang.
Okay. Alright, so the 19 still, that's good. Okay. So, I do not have advantage, so I can't amp up the damage. But I will hit you with, he will hit you
Ow.
with his claws, scraping across your leather. It feels uncomfortable, but you're not going to die this very moment. Armandus, oh, you're way out there, but you said you were going to carry that person out. You just never got around to doing it.
Yeah,
I'm going to let you get
Well,
an extra
once I hear
six.
battle, there's I'm gonna release the child and run into battle.
Yeah.
That's
I'm saying I'm giving you extra 6 steps, so use arrows to move, so you get 6 extra moves because you didn't get to actually do what you were doing before. Make sense? When this was occurred. So you have 12 movement if you want to use it. And then probably around here, we'll drop the kid. I will give you more room here.
Nice, I get to write to him.
And
giant
well, one
stony-
thing I've found that I can't activate my Discord while I'm actually in Fantasy Grounds. I have to swap over. It's kind of weird, but
Yeah, that's the issue I was having.
You went to open mic.
Yeah, I probably don't want that when my dog starts barking and stuff like that. But I believe the 2 that are within 5 foot get advantage. I gotta look this up.
We already have advantage, but that's cool. We get extra advantage.
It's a fighting style of protection.
Oh, cool.
Creature you see attacks a target other than you that is within 5 feet of you. You can use a reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll. You must be wielding a shield.
Nice.
So he's basically made disadvantaged on stop. That's great.
I mean, I don't know what that means when it says use your reaction. So I'm assuming I have to act.
Right. Well, generally, reaction is during another person's turn, including the enemy's is an option. So you could force it when you see him about to attack medic, for example. You could force him to be at disadvantage using your reaction.
Okay.
But it won't be for every person. You get to use that once per turn. You get one reaction per turn.
Okay.
Sounds good. So I would hold on to that and go ahead and do your strike. You have advantage though because the flanking is.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, because he's now a diagonal.
Yep.
Never mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I still can attack. I didn't know if I used
you can attack.
Thing to get.
No, I gave you the extra 6 movement to indicate because you had already told me what you're going to do, while they were then describing what they were going to do, and you just never got to have your character move. You need to drag it onto the demon.
Womp womp.
Oh man. Okay. This is
No, it's not.
I want to Scott, you're gonna be rolling for your dummy, but I want a dex save from both your dummy and for Diedrich.
Alright, my poor dummy.
Diedrich is at advantage on dex saves. If it's not automatic.
No.
It is.
Do I still get a second attack?
Yeah, it's just you don't have. Well, does your character have the 2 attacks already, or are you using action surge, or what are you doing?
No, it says I have 2 at level 5.
There you go. Then yes. All right. Then you'll still get your other one. But let me see here. The dummy gets hit, but thankfully it is just knocked against a wall. It's too bad. I wanted it to hit Diedrich. Would have been funnier.
Of course you did.
Attack again. There we go. Nice. Man, good damage. Alright, more of its shadowy essence splats against medic. And is that it? I think that's probably it for your turn, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Alright, Diedrich, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to do very similar things here. Using advantage. Let's go.
Wow, no. So you're going to get a critical with this stinking radiant weapon.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. So the sword flares into strength and life, and you rolled terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's literally as bad as it could do for your crit value anyway.
Pretty much.
But man, even so, it rips holes to the poor little demon that you all are starting to feel sorry for.
I don't know that we would. And bonus action, smack him with, shoot him with the crossbow.
Are you reloading in between things then, I take it?
Yeah, we made the determination that I could do that, if you remember.
Alright. I didn't, but I believe you. That does sound like me.
I'm going to roll again just because I forgot to add advantages to see if I get another nat 20. Nope.
Oh my gosh, now you're just pushing it. I think you should take the 8. Oh,
it doesn't matter.
I want it to. I want my demon to be able to kill someone.
Oh, yeah, so I'm still using sharpshooter, so that 23 was a 18.
Did you attack him twice? Because you get an extra attack with haste.
No, but I will. So technically, I get 3. So yeah, this will
Just finish
be
your crossbow one since you're doing it.
this will be a plus 10 added to it.
She'll be plus 5.
Right.
Oh no.
15. So 15 total.
Okay.
And it's actually, so y'all know, haste is it's an extra action actually. So you could have used it for something else, but it doesn't give you multi-attack. It can only add up to 1 attack if you use an attack for that.
Sweet.
Haste action.
Oh yeah, I need to remember
that's important to
advantage.
Man, that Sun Sword, you guys got that so early. Alright, it's definitely hitting. Even if your rolls are crap, you're still doing massive damage.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah,
Wow.
that's my turn.
Yeah, you should feel bad.
I totally
while
do.
he's doing his turn, while Medic's doing his turn, Val, I want you to roll a insight check. Actually, same thing for you, Armandus, considering you're from maybe a different plane or realm.
Oh, wonderful.
Alright. You don't seem to perceive anything of interest. You doubled your 1. That's good, man. Yeah, neither do you, Armandus. That's too bad. He's got a slash across his cheek. Dented into his wooden face.
Womp womp.
If you're talking, we can't hear you, by the way.
Gosh darn it, this is so annoying. I know it's not working. I've been making all this great commentary. Yeah, I've been doing horribly. I just shake my head in shame at this, my dummy. And that's my turn of 2 damage. Some of us don't have enchanted magical sun swords, or even cool weapons in any games. Oh, I got a death blade in one game and a sun sword in the other. Nice to be David.
Yep.
Hashtag 1%.
That's true, though.
So he has disadvantage on his next melee attack, so I wouldn't
Oh,
use
this
your
poor thing.
reaction to do disadvantage until the second melee attack.
Oh, there you go. Now, see, I like this. He doesn't mind cold.
Dang it.
Alright, Milavage is outside the door now and in the yard, and you guys would probably be able to find him if you tried, but he's not there. So, the Shadow Demon is realizing as he's screeching and crying out in Infernal, I guess is their language, that you are screwing with him.
No. I was going to say, do I speak Infernal? I can't remember. Nope, I don't. I do not.
The other game.
Abyssal.
He is going to attempt to leave. Now, unfortunately, that gives attack of opportunity, and it's possible you guys will kill him when you do this. So,
Jay was going to hit him and kill him anyway. Can I have my attack of opportunity? Maybe I can do something.
Yes. He's going to try to push past you, so we'll say you're first. Go for it.
Can my dummy have an attack of opportunity?
No.
Hey!
Oh my word, you got a crit.
With my terrible weapon. Excellent. Yeah. Can my dummy have an attack of opportunity? Because I have nothing.
He's a spiritual weapon. He doesn't have attack of opportunity. Armandus, you go next, so that you can do something.
We have a sun mace.
Nice.
Well, there you go, 12 damage. Good thing you had the advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Come on, demon, you can make it. You can do it, dude. Ah!
Nice.
Oh, the last bit of light burns through its what would be
Good
its
thing I hit it
spinal
for
column
that
and
2 last turn.
Yep, good job. Way to go.
saves it went by 19.
Diedrich looks at it and spits on it Good riddance.
Yeah, it quickly starts dissolving into the floorboards, and it's at this moment now that the heat of battle is over that you hear the crying of children. As they're clearly relieved, but they're so traumatized about what's been going on. The caretaker check, I can't recall her name, and I'm not going to waste my time to look.
Clavdia.
She, oh, that's right. Thank you. Clavdia looks like confused and disoriented, as though. Actually, you know what? Give me a. Each of you can roll an insight check if you want to try to understand what's going on with her.
Medic will not, because he's ran out of the building to try and find Milovich.
Oh, smart man.
wrong.
All right,
that
I'm
was...
going to give you advantage on it, Scott. I want you to roll a.
His speed is doubled as well from haste.
Oh, jeez. All right. Well, you have advantage. You're going to do a strength check. And you're already a lot stronger than him. Yeah, okay, so between your speed and your strength, you have captured Milovich out there. Those of you who have been rolling insight, for Diedrich and Armandus, you realize she is showing the telltale signs of manipulation of her perceptions. You guys believe that the demon was keeping her completely oblivious to everything that was happening to the kids. Like, her memories were not even there of what was going on. You don't think that she was. You don't think she was necessarily involved, or if she was, she was. That was wiped from her memory as well. Okay, so you guys have Milovich, and he's squirming and looking at you in fear, medic. But you can tell there's a certain strength to him that's not there anymore. Strength of will.
I'm gonna talk to Clavdia and just let her know what just happened, and try and reassure her that whatever it was gone, is now gone.
And don't worry, he did all the damage.
And I basically did it myself.
You can see she's visibly trembling, and she's thanking you, but she's not really even sure what it's happening. She says, "No one cares for these children without, without kind souls like you." And she thanks you for your kindness and compassion, and she's sorry that she doesn't understand and that she didn't offer you food, and she's babbling about things that don't really make much sense. She's clearly quite disoriented.
I'll some of the kids that are disheveled or whatever, I'll give them those flowers I picked up from the last time as a gift, just to give their.
Oh, look at you!
Oh, that's good. Yeah, okay, so roll persuasion. With advantage, actually.
Dang.
Oh, nice. The kids, well, some of them are a little bit more out of it than others, but they gather around you and they start cheering you, and they ask what your name is, and then they start making a cheer out of it and are calling you the hero of Vallaki.
I'm gonna say under my breath, he hardly did anything. Why are they cheering him? Whatever.
My dummy flips over to you and says something wisecracking.
Of course he does.
Think of anything right now, just something wisecracking.
Something wisecracking.
Just walk away. Wait, do we bring what's his face Milovich back in here, or are we taking him outside?
Doesn't matter to me which way you guys want to do
I
it.
brought him back in with me, but I don't have him.
Okay.
So I just assumed
that's.
if I grabbed him, I would bring him back.
Yeah, so you have him back in hand, and he is not getting anywhere. Have you restrained him, or are you just merely still holding him?
That's for how many crossbolts I get back.
Gosh darn it, this is super annoying. I'm holding him, but I like just with a firm grip. And a threatening dummy looking at him with the umbrella pointed
Okay.
at him.
All right, so you might have better chance with questions if you want to ask him now. He is sufficiently cowed.
Val, would you please take this person and sufficiently question him. If you can.
So, I'm not actually sure at this point what all we want to know from him. I guess now that I'm going to ask him, now that he's free from this demon, he needs to explain to us what's going on here, why they took the bones from the cathedral, and what all is involved.
He was possessed by a demon.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
like,
let you
start
with
from the beginning.
advantage do a persuasion check for you, Val, with advantage. Partially because of your vision thing, but also because he's been thwarted and you guys did just kill a demon. Theoretically, sort of.
Oh, gosh.
It's poor, but it's acceptable considering the scenario. And it's not technically poor, that's above average, right? According to the way the game mechanics work. Anywho, yeah, so he begins to tell you a story, but he's squirming and he asks for medic to release one of his arms.
Diedrichs instead is going to, while he does that, tie him up. No, I have manacles. I'm going to put him in manacles.
Okay. So he's desperately squirming to try to get one hand free. It doesn't look like he's intending to strike you. Are you going to grab his hand anyway and continue the manacle?
Yep.
You're a hard dad.
Yep.
And I'm definitely keeping the attention of all the other kids on away from them.
So I would like to use
That's a
my
good idea.
knowledge of magic to figure out, is he trying to cast a spell or what? Is he...
Yeah, go ahead and roll Arcana.
And the manacles are behind his back, not in...
Well, that's okay. He saw him attempting, because they didn't start with his hands behind his back. He was being held up by, what's his name, by his arms.
Yeah.
By medic, so...
It shouldn't be too
go
hard.
Ahead and roll that. Oh, did you already roll it? Sorry.
Yeah, I rolled it. I got
you did. Very poor. I will say this though, you don't think that he was casting a spell. Sooner the manacles go on, and he says, "Please, please, take this thing off of me." And you realize he's lifting his head up, trying to show you the necklace that's around his neck.
Take the necklace off, or I try to take the necklace off, I suppose.
All right, it breaks away relatively easily. He immediately sighs in relief and then begins to tell you a tale, a story. When I say tale, I don't mean that it's necessarily a lie. Just that he explains that he was given a bit of a dare amongst the other kids. There's talk about always trying to go to the temple, and since he's one of the oldest ones, he told them that he was able to do it, and he starts whispering because he doesn't want them to know what he's saying actually, but he wanted to be like the kids that go there to prove their manhood, and so he went to the Amber Temple and happened to be one of the lucky few, or so he thought, that found an artifact. But unlike the brave ones that stayed there overnight as part of their test, as soon as he found it, he ran. And the amulet itself started speaking to him and talking to him, and he thought it was giving him all sorts of powers and strengths. And it told him to step outside at a certain time at night, and so he did. And since it had previously had given him very good advice about where he could get extra food or treats, and or whether a person was lying and things like that, he started believing it more and more. And when it said for him to go out at 1 in the morning several nights in a row, one of the times he caught a glimpse of a fleeting figure that moved faster than a human should be able to, and then when he saw her pause and turn her head and look, she was radiantly beautiful, a dark seductive, and you can tell he's even then his eyes are sort of going distant as he imagines it. She was so magnificently beautiful, and she wanted him to do just but a simple task for her, and he couldn't think of anything more wonderful. And she explained that if he was able to do this for her, that she would give him all the power that's in that amulet and more. And so she helped him, supposedly, by doing some spell on the amulet, and the power that was in there that had previously just been whispering started getting real strength, persuasive control, And it was around the second or third night of getting that he started having bad dreams, and not just him, but the children around him. And then pretty soon he would wake up in the morning and an orphan would be gone, and that happened several times, and he couldn't understand why. And he now, looking back on it, realizes that she had set free a demon. But this woman, this beautiful, voluptuous woman, said she would make him into a powerful figure in the land once she replaced her master. Once she found her own source of power. And so she needed, in order for the experiment to go forward, someone who could touch those bones, someone who wouldn't be burned by them, someone who could gather them and bring them to a location she designated. And she doesn't know much more than that. He was privy to an awful lot because he was the go-between, but he also knows that several people were involved in the network, so to speak, of what you realize must be Patrina.
My dummy smacks him upside the head and says, "If it told you to jump off a bridge, would you?"
And he stops for a moment. He goes, "If she told me to, I would."
Where is she now?
Woo-wee, she must be a looker. His little dummy head spins around, his eyes bulge out.
So creepy.
Oh,
Embarrassed,
she is.
he dismisses the spell and then tucks the dummy away. He's embarrassed by his behavior.
Oh, that's great. Because she's beautiful. I don't know where she is. I imagine the castle. She was so lovely.
Who else was involved in this plot?
Well, I mean, the coffin maker, I don't know that he had much of a choice, honestly, but, I mean, if he had ever met her, if he knew her beauty, he would have gladly done whatever she wanted, I am sure.
Anyone else?
But, yeah.
How did he get involved?
I don't know. It says, I was just told that I could use his location. I could use his place. I needed to deliver the bones there. And when I was there, the vampires that I was soon going to be master over, they wouldn't touch me. They did me no harm, and I got extra food. I knew that I was going to be married to her someday. It was going to be wonderful.
Hey kid, let me give you a little bit of advice. Next time, find an easy ugly woman, and then you will not have this problem.
Too close to home. Is this too close to home for you, David?
No, it is not. It definitely is not.
Yeah.
No, the next time part, because I know you got a pretty wife. I wasn't trying to say she wasn't pretty.
No.
See?
No.
Okay.
No. That there was nothing.
Yeah.
There was nothing. Yeah, nothing else involved in that.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah. So, he shakes his head. He's, the wayward youth thoughts of a young or late teen young man. They're not easily dissuaded. They want what they want. And he says he won't cause you any trouble, but he doesn't know where she is, and it hardly matters now because he failed her in the one thing she wanted from him. So his life is ruined. It's over. He's becoming very emo.
All right, we'll take.
Oh, Val, give me an insight check.
Let's see. Gosh, so bad today.
You weren't listening to him at all, so you weren't.
Goodness
You got
sakes.
no insight.
Yeah, what were you thinking about?
Yeah, he was thinking about a hot woman. So as soon as he got derailed by thinking about it.
When Diedrich gave him the advice, I was just thinking, the ugly ones do more stuff.
I can't speak to that, but okay.
It's what they say.
Right, it's what they say.
Alright, I'll release this kid from the manacles and kind of just push him aside and start walking out.
Yeah, he rubs his wrist and starts apologizing to Clavdia. And And yeah, you guys are able to make your exit peacefully if you so desire. Let's find you the current map, which is Barovia. Oh, by the way, this is new to this mode, but you guys have a maps button. If you don't, you can enable it, and anything that's been shared to you remains available to you there, so you can actually reopen the windows that you're missing. But I'll open that one up so you can see. I think that worked. That's the big map for where you've been. And then player map. One more.
Are you
Sorry,
opening
let's-
these, or are you? No, it's not opened anything yet.
It's attempting to, in theory.
Gotcha. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. And I'm going to re-trigger the Barovian one because I'm thinking it just didn't do it.
Yeah, we've got that one too.
Okay. So anyway, you guys might recall that on the Vallaki sheet, you are near the orphanage, which, if I'm not mistaken, was about here. Which I guess I could open up. But it doesn't really need a whole lot more either.
What time of day is it?
It is heading toward evening now.
Alright, well, Diedrich's gonna kind of clutch his chest where he got shanked by the demon, and perhaps we should get some rest.
I agree. So just so you guys know, this haste thing, which is super useful, it's concentration, and if it gets turned off, either whenever it runs out.
Oh yeah, we've got yeah.
Yeah, you lose a turn. So yeah. So that would be unfortunate if I had to. So a lot of the stuff that I do is concentration too. So basically, once I do that, I can't do anything else unless I want all you guys to lose a turn. I can cast down 2 people using my sorcery points, but I can only do that once per rest because I don't have. It takes 3 sorcery points and I have 5. So you guys know what my limitations are with that.
Okay.
I will find those very helpful and useful. Thank you.
I figured you would, but you know.
He'll probably forget about them, so don't ever mention this again.
I can't even argue with that. That's probably true. I probably will. I'll be like, what did you do? Holy crap, that's broken. Haste.
Alright, so we'll head back to the inn.
Okay. Guys, you make it to the inn.
Since
and
Medic doesn't want to heal me.
it's too much work. Let me... I think the inn is available. Not that
And his mic is muted again if he's talking. No, guess not.
Whose mic is muted? What happened?
Nothing.
Or is it- Yeah, if you will.
Oh, gosh darn
Just
it.
say you don't like healing him.
I made a smart alecky comment that you didn't want to heal me, so we need to go get rest.
I didn't even know you were hurt. Were you hurt? Oh, you were hurt.
Yeah, I got taken for like 14 damage.
Well, that's what you get for doing so much damage compared to the 6 damage I did.
I mean, I could add that up, but
No, I don't want to hear what
Oh, that's amazing.
now I want to know.
I would have died.
I'm just gonna put this here. I want to see how that works. Yeah, that did work. Okay, good. It's up to you guys what you do now. You're quite familiar with the situation. You're able, if you so desired, you'd be able to talk to Rictavio because he is around. He has most nights to eat, and it really doesn't matter beyond that whether you just want to fast forward to the next day. I'll do a couple rolls, and we call it the next day or whatever.
Next day is fine. I don't have anything to report to Rictavio.
Okay, then I didn't really need to drag you guys over to it. Let me roll a couple dice though. Doing your normal watching procedure, I presume, right, Scott?
Yep, sentinel mode.
Yeah, nothing occurred that night. Seemed to be mostly uneventful. No dreams that you're aware of. There is a stronger compulsion inside you as the Geish from before is swelling in intensity.
Is this day 4?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
You got 26 days. You have 26 days. That's how it should be said.
All right. So
Okay.
quests.
Where are we at? Well, we were gonna go to a cave, right? That was the other thing we were wanting to do, or a hill or something last week. Last time.
Yester's Hill, yeah. That is one of the things because I can't remember who it was who actually told you about that one. It's on the way to the Wizards of the Wine, or right past it, depending on where you start. Wizards of the Wine Vineyard, I mean. And you have not been to the.
Didn't somebody want us to get wine from the Wizards of the Wine Vineyard too?
They wanted us to
Oh,
figure out
yes.
why the wine is going dry.
Yeah, you have several people wanting that.
What was the thing at the hill? Was that to find the weapons or whatever?
Right, there was a spear hidden in Yester Hill, some warrior spear you've heard of, but you do know that it's near the Wizards of the Wine Vineyard. I don't know that you would have known anything more than that at this point.
Okay. Do we want to head there?
So,
Full speed ahead.
Okay.
all right. All right, so I'm going to look at the primary map to make sure I get the order right, because one of them is before the other.
Can you clear out my radiant damage, and I'll just re-roll it?
Yes. It is now clear.
Thank you.
Here's I begin looking through.
Oh no! Shoot, I need to do that again, and I need to re-roll it. Actually, for some reason, I thought that was going to re-roll it.
All right.
Ha! Even more radiant
All
damage.
Right. Wizard of the Wines is technically first. It's prior to that.
We can get that up first.
Sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, you were given instructions in town. The gentleman at the Blue Water Inn, they give you instructions quite clearly, and are thrilled that you're finally going to help them, like you said you're going to. They're like, yeah, you're going to have to cross a bridge going west. So I'm now on the primary Barovia map. And as we go through here, I'm going to go ahead and just open up some territory that you could theoretically have looked at. I don't think there's any reason why you wouldn't have seen all of the lake. So I'm going to mark this like that. And you soon leave Vallaki, and there's not you're not very far out. This is early morning, I'm going to guess, right? So the mists are a little bit colder than normal, and the road in front of you, of course, is covered in an overcast, barely morning light type of situation. But there's an X intersection with branches in northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. The lower half of a snapped wooden signpost thrusts upward at an angle near the eastern elbow of the intersection. The top half of the sign, featuring arms pointing in 4 directions, lies in the weeds nearby. He told you to follow the signs to head toward the Wizards of the Wine Valley, but as you're here, you realize that the signpost itself has been broken.
So how broken?
Well, you pick it up. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
While he's doing that, can you do 2 things, Corey? Can you give us a full rest, and then can you add my change my damage on my blood right to 4 radiant?
Yeah, sure will.
Can I also see if I can figure out how this post was supposed to look like?
Yeah, so you look at the wizard, and he looks clumsy, and your hands are very experienced with making things. Do it with advantage, please. I was going to say that, but you rolled quickly.
Oh, do you just want me to just roll one more? Or
Just roll it again,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Huzzah.
At first, you held it upside down, and you're like, "Oh, that's your problem." And so you lean over to Val and you say, "You have it upside down," and, and then you flip it back the other way, and then you see very easily how it lines up, and what sign would have pointed where. And in that moment, you recognize pretty quickly, it looks to be that technically both the this one and this path, this path would both have Wizard of the Wines, but the one pointed up also mentions Lake Barotok. and the other one only mentions toward Wizard of the Wines and then Argensvolt. You don't know what Argensvolt is, but either one, north and west, will take you there. The eastern sign says Ruins of Borez and Argensvolt. So your choice. Which one?
Onward, the same direction we were going.
Well, both
just
north and west.
Just west, or west and south, southwest.
Okay. You begin making your journey, and I'm supposed to click something here, so let me do that. Okay. Do 2 again. Nothing. Okay. It is a peaceful journey that you're making. You don't seem to run anything of any note. Of course, the birds are foreboding, and for those of you particularly observant, you notice a raven that seems to be following from above. The woods have a heavy, ominous feel to them. And pretty soon you see a weather-worn signpost next to the road. The 3 arms of the sign point along the 3 branches of the road. The arm pointing north reads Kresk, and through the woods you can see an arching stone bridge spanning a river. Go ahead and expand and show that. Here.
Is it on the main map or okay? Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, that's not being very clear.
No, you're fine. I'm just moving, trying to close and clean up my maps I have open right now.
I think 5 open right now, so I completely understand. Okay, so the arm pointing north reads Kresk. That would be, oops, let me click the right thing, not that thing. That would be here. And you see an arm pointing east reading Vallaki, so that makes sense to you because that would be this way. And you have the road slopes up gradually in that direction, and the arm pointing southwest reads the Wizard of Wines. The road slopes gently downward in that direction. That is here.
To the southwest.
Okay. You guys have had some very not when it comes to like Val's stuff, but you got some lucky rolls when it comes to encounters. Okay. So as you get to this new opening down here, I'm going to open up a bit more of it, but you're gonna want to make some decisions, I suppose. Give me a second to catch up with that. Here. Yeah. All right. So you see a sign that says the Wizard of the Wines, and you see vineyards very clearly from the road at a distance. Although there seems to be a strange amount of quiet. You don't see anyone working. Or managing fields or anything at the time, but you do see an awful lot of grapes out there. Let me open this up. Let me catch up 1 second, please. Don't worry about that. Okay, so as you're getting close to that entrance, you see after a half a mile, the road becomes muddy trail that meanders through the woods. That would be roughly around here, probably. I just had to catch up to the spot. Descending gradually until the trees part, revealing a mist-shrouded meadow. The trail splits. One branch heads west into the valley, and the other leads south into dark woods. Wooden signpost at the intersection points west and reads the vineyard. And since I presume you guys are going to continue to head that way, you'll notice that a light drizzle begins to fall. There's unpainted fences blindly following the trail, which skirts north of a sprawling vineyard before bending south toward a stately old building. The fog takes on ghostly forms as it swirls between the neatly tinted rows of grapevines. Here and there you see rope-handled half-barrels used for hauling grapes lying untouched. North of the trail is a large stand of trees. You see what looks to be a man wearing a dark cloak and a cowl, standing at the edge of the trees, beckoning to you.
We walk over to the man beckoning to us, or I do.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so as you casually stroll, he's motioning you to try to get you to lower yourself closer to the ground, be a little more sneaky rather than just waltz on over.
Let me roll a sneak check.
Okay.
Wait, what the heck?
Stealth.
Well, yeah, I lost all my stuff.
Oh, it's gone? Temporarily, or?
Well, no, my character's thing disappeared, but I just had to click him again to get it. I think
Okay.
I might have closed it.
Okay.
Yes. Oh man,
man.
I'm super stealthy.
So as he begins to respond, you guys look back and there's a little humming and a partial camouflage algorithm
Yes.
apparently activates, and his skin and muscle starts looking like trees and grass that are behind him. And then when you move around from the other side, you see pictures of a vineyard. It's like he's partially holographic. It's very slick and chameleon-like.
And then you see a triangle-shaped red light appear on the guy's forehead. Perfect.
Now he starts making.
I'm
I
super
wish I
stealthy.
could do that better.
That was awesome, though.
So, yeah. So as you approach, the man is looking past you a bit, and he clearly sizes up the robot and says,
That he can't see.
I feel like I should tell you nice boots. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man, that'd be great.
Here's what he looks like.
I say nice teapot.
Just so you know, Scotch, the other in the other game, he's got wondrous boots that the moment anyone first encounters them, they're compulsed to say nice boots to him.
They're amazing.
That's what it does, huh?
Yeah, that's all the boots
They do something else, but that's all I really care about.
That's not the only item he has that's totally pointless either.
I have a feather that makes my hair billow and like flow like there's always a breeze. My cloak, which is amazing, actually always also blows like there's always a breeze, but it also has an amazing, we realize now, awesome effect. So never mind. It's not pointless.
So do those all have the words of Fabio after it?
Fabio.
I've been thinking.
Well, and don't you have the magnifying glass as well?
Oh, I do. I have my magnifying glass that's cursed. It makes me think that it's super amazing and helps with investigations, but it doesn't.
Yeah. So every time I do a check or I have him do a check, he breaks out his magnifying glass to see if he can investigate it better.
Glass. So David has like Deathblade, this amazing, super deadly weapon. He has this other like entity possessed knife. He has like all this amazing cool stuff. And I have stuff that just is cosmetic and role playing. I got a flute that's pretty good.
And he's immune to fire.
His cloak grants inspiration, which is honestly almost broken.
It lets everybody re-roll.
Yeah.
Nice.
So anyway, so this individual, he's whispering to you, and he says, "Did my brother send you?" Sorry, did my brother send you?
Well, who are you? So we would know who your brother is.
I'm sorry. It's stressful. And you notice that he's been trying to shush back other people that are behind him and in the woods. But he begins to tell you how his name is Davian Mardikov, and this winery is his, and it has been absolutely taken over by druids that stole not only his place, kicked him out of there with their vile creatures, but they have stolen the seeds that make his vineyard so potent.
Is your brother the innkeeper over in Borovia?
He nods and says, yes. And I give each of you one chance to give me a perception check.
Great. Hopefully that was it.
Yes.
Why did it do medicine?
Yeah, good rolls for once.
All right, so everyone but Val notices an unusual number of raven feathers on the ground near him.
Hey, what made one of those shape-shifting gypsies? I can't think of what
Maybe the druids are using ravens to like attack him
Oh,
and
that's
also
true.
follow us. Since
that too.
we've had
Or the
ravens following
ravens
us.
are the druids and they're following us. Because we
There
have
you go.
one on our butts too.
Well, you may feel free to ask him whatever you want to ask. He He's curious if you guys, if you came from him, if you're there to help.
Yes, he came to help.
So what's the story with the raven feathers?
He looks down and he nods. He thinks for a moment, as you can see, he's debating. He says, "Well, if my brother sent you, then I just realized I switched him from Irish back to whatever. Well, who cares?" Yeah. So he tells you that it is something of their blood, and he's not sure what his brother has told you, and is not sure that he should tell you if the brother didn't tell you. So he realizes his situation is tough, and he says, "All right, I will take a moment to assess and to talk to my family." Now let me go ahead and roll on that. He's not completely confident, so he tells you that he introduced you to his family. His son is Adrian.
Zach Johnson,
his eldest one.
thanks for the
His younger
follow.
one is Elver.
Good to see you here,
his
Blord.
daughter is Stefania, and Stefania is probably about 16, but she looks 18, so she's what you call dangerous. And yeah. So there's another individual there that is a friend of the family named Dag Tomescu. Anyway, he says to you, if you're willing to swear on a binding spell, swear that you will not use this knowledge he's going to give you to harm him or to give him up to Strahd, he will tell you more.
I would like to kill Strahd myself. In fact, I plan to one day, so sure, I will swear.
Ditto.
So he pulls out a small knife, clearly not meant for warfare, and he opens up his palm and he cuts it, and he makes a gesture to you, Diedrich, to do the same. Do you agree?
Oh, for sure.
All right. So he cuts your palm. He grips it.
Actually, wait.
Says,
I want to do an insight check just to make sure that I feel comfortable with everything he's saying and doing.
Go ahead and do an insight check.
Ugh.
You don't know whether you trust him.
If I don't know, then
I mean, right now you don't know, so you just make a choice whether you want to know this information enough to swear to it on a blood oath.
I just want to make sure he's not going to screw me out of anything else. Alright, fine, we'll do it.
Alright, he clasps hands, and you guys swear to protect the knowledge he's about to convey to you. For his family's lives depends on it, and now your lives depend on it. He tells you that they are keepers of the feather. A family line, a bloodline that are, quite frankly, capable of turning into ravens. They are, yes, similar to druids, but he said these druids, you'll never see them as ravens. In fact, their family line lost it a long time before, like a couple generations at least. He said, so these keepers of the feathers, they are avidly against Strahd, but in part of their disagreements and their fighting, they've been branched off and slowly hunted and killed as often as possible by Strahd's minions. Their ability, however, to turn into ravens and escape has made it challenging for even Strahd to find them all at all times. You'll notice that his garbs have several runes marked on it, and similar logic to other patterns you've seen. In fact, I will.
Yeah, it's great.
Diedrich and Val, an Arcana or History check. Arcana for Val and History for Diedrich.
Even though my Arcana is better. All right, fine.
Well, you can do Arcana if you want. I'll allow that. But History.
Huzzah!
Makes sense.
Okay.
History with advantage.
Oh.
Arcana not.
Okay, I'll take the advantage.
All right, do that then. Wow. Val, you come to some recognition that there are symbols of illusion. And
this is the new version of Fantasy Grounds.
On some of the items that he's wearing. You don't know the specifics. It seems
When
to
we
be
get
outside
to more of a
expertise.
combat-y map,
But you find a similar connection when you look
it's
at what
really
is on
cool
there
what it can do.
to the type of
Dynamic
magic
shadowing
on
and stuff like that.
necklace
So it's really good.
that Diedrich owns from his uncle. So you realize that he is. They very much are trying to stay hidden constantly, and since they are known were-ravens, they have to be particularly careful. However, the brother is the relationship between him and the brother, being at the inn. I can't remember the name. I'm sorry, guys, but I can't recall the name. Them being related, that is kept hidden, which is part of why it's so secret. You may recall, those of you who were here earlier, when he told you that they were related, he whispered it.
Oh.
So how does he maintain? I'll ask him. How does he have, the only, winery in this whole area, but also hide from Strahd? Does Strahd not know that?
Strahd did not know he was a were-raven until recently.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So.
So are the druids sent from? Are the druids sent from Strahd himself, or is this something else?
Yeah, he pauses. He says, "Well, there's a relationship between Strahd and the druids, but no, the Baba Yaga is who has likely sent the druids, because he's convinced they want to understand how he still has maintained the ability to change form, whereas their druids, he believes, no longer can."
Are the Baba Yaga the ones that make the brownies out of children?
Baba Yaga is a heifer of her own. She definitely, most certainly, would not have any issue with doing bad things to children, but it's not the hags, from what you can understand. So you do not feel a geish tightening around you. The topic is breached.
So what
Makes
does it?
sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it that you need us to do here?
Two things. One, I need someone to find the seed that they're using. It's a gem about the size of a pine cone, green in color for one of them. There's another one that's red, but right now they're looking for the green one. Basically, he has no idea. There used to be 3. He has no idea what's happened to the third. He knows that people have stolen the others of late, though. And so he believes, based on their pattern of travel, that it's very likely at least one of them is at Yestra Hill, because the Baba Yaga has a makeshift hut / home / abode, demonic realm packed near there, and he warns you to be very careful because the magic is very old that drives that. Even so, he believes that she probably would have had it by now when the druids took it, and it's possible that since there were several groups and they came from different directions, that the other went the opposite way and is near Berez. And he points to the southeast for that.
And by other, is that
Southwest.
is the other, you
Other
mean the
gem.
red one?
Yes. Well, he's not sure necessarily which one went where, but the other of the 2 gems of which he was aware. He believes they're trying to use it to unlock how they transmute, how they change form. So anyway, that's part of it. The second thing is he needs help clearing out the place where they're actually processing the vines. The wines, not the vines. And that is clearly within range, which is why he was telling you guys to be quiet, because you guys are at a section of the woods that's near the opening where the vineyard itself starts. And I tell you what, Armandus, you give me a perception check as you glance over the vineyard. Yeah, okay, so your background, knowing, you just have very good eyes that are used to finding the gems amongst the dirt and recognizing patterns that are not normal. Something that breaks a pattern is as obvious to you as most people recognize in their face in a mirror. You realize that some of the trees that are standing amongst the vineyard, they're not trees. They don't move right. They're not moving with the wind. They're moving of their own chaotic pattern that doesn't fit what you feel. And you realize this is perhaps part of why he hasn't even gotten closer.
What's with those trees?
The man looks back and he says, "Yes, they weren't there even a few weeks ago. They have come in as the druids took over. They appear to be alive."
What are the druids doing? Are they making wine?
He doesn't know. He sees them come out. They do collect some wines or some grape, but they've been mostly staying inside of his facility. He's not for sure what they're doing. You would have to investigate to understand more.
All right. Well, I believe we have some course of action. We will help you.
Yeah, I would say we do the closest one first. The stuff at the vineyard.
Yeah. You sort of have three things, right? The vineyard would be closest. Clearing out the vineyard would mean getting rid of the druids and whatever else are amongst the vineyard. This next thing is trying to find the gem at Yestra Hill, which you also know of a spear that's of interest there, and probably dealing with the Baba Yaga. And then there is the other gem that is to the southeast. You don't really know much about it, other than that's the direction.
You said at Berez, though?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, we're on a quest to defeat Strahd. If we perform this task for you, is there anything that you can do to help us?
He pauses and he nods. He says, "I will give you my endorsement. The feather will back you. You just need to call upon us."
That is something.
You realize he pauses and he says, "I've had eyes on you, as it were, already. If I'm not mistaken, one of them already helped you."
Yes, he did. Unfortunately, for me, he was a little bit too late, but here we are.
Yes, he had already murdered his canine companion before we received help.
That has nothing to do with that. Stop, gosh dang it.
Good stuff. Alright, so we are at an interesting cross point for you guys. You have a lot of choices yet again. It is now, however, our normal stopping time for this night. We did start a little bit late, admittedly, because of trying to figure things out. But I'm not sure there would be necessarily a better, stopping point, because once we get going...
Well, yeah, I'd be voting for the close one. I think once that gets started...
Yeah, dude, I'd be down. Thanks for stopping by.
Right.
At some point, I'd like to kind of give you a tour of Fantasy Grounds if you wanted. It's honestly fantastic. So I'll be seeing you soon.
So I think we should probably stop it here for tonight, and pick it up in 2 weeks.
And 4.
Alrighty.
So how different is this game, Armandus, to your other game then, as far as for feel?
Well,
Good night, stream. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you guys soon.
we started about 8